Hello again, this is Molly. I've got another book I wanted to share with y'all, a mini album I made this week, and I used the Laura Denison from Following the Paper Trail, a thing she showed us with the binders putting through. Now I haven't put my ribbons and things on. I want to use some old chains like chain mail and things and some pretty ribbons on here, but you can see the pretty, it's an old basic gray metal looking paper that I've used, and then I think you'll recognize the papers as I open them. This was a wooden fleur-de-lis I had gotten at Michael's and just used some metallic looking paint on it. Again, using up some old pieces from my stash. Pretty frame, I believe it was a K & Company frame that I had. And then again, was able to use some of my old basic gray papers and things that I have that I love. Now, I had seen one of you ladies on recently showing a book you had made using the line from 7 Gypsies. I think it's Gypsy Market. Oh, I had to have it, so I spent hours on the internet looking for the thing, and I found a 6x6 pad of it and bought it and was able to use this book. So the rest of the book, the papers, are the 7 Gypsy Market pages. This was a paper clay piece that I made and colored, and it just really lightweight embellishment. It gives it a nice tile look. This was a pretty stamp I had gotten and used that I think went real well with the tile that I made. This page right here, all that I've done is tried to highlight, if you can see, that's a dragon on there. So if you're into Renaissance fairs or the wonderful old world artworks and things, nice beautiful piece. And then here I have just done a rub on that says, "Be the author of your own life story." I think that's a pretty piece. I'll probably use this book for pictures of my son. This piece again just showing off some of the pretty papers. This is the 7 Gypsies, but this is some of the basic gray. This was an embellishment I made from the Cricut. Cut that out. I think it's from the Black Adder cartridge. And then what I've done here was I cut 2 layers. The back layer I embossed with some copper embossing, if you can see that metallic look. And then I layered another piece on top of it, just cut out of the paper that looks like the old rusted paper. This is a little half page I made, which I thought was kind of cute to cheat and put that in there. And this is, it's one of Tim's stamps. It says, "In dreams we catch glimpses of a life larger than our own." Again, I'll probably be using this book for my son, so a little inspirational there. And then of course a pretty little key, I think from K & Company. I bought several of those packages when I came across them. Earlier I had done a book where I used some grunge sheets to make the binding. This was just a leftover piece of the grunge paper that's embossed, and I colored it, used it, made a little pocket here, and then of course fibers. I have lots of ribbons and fibers, so I'll be using those as much as I can. Isn't that a pretty paper? I don't know how we put pictures on those things. This was a clock I had gotten. I went to a class one time and they gave us each a bag of clocks, so I've got lots and lots of these little plastic clocks. This brad is from Making Memories, and it's got a wonderful kind of ironwork look to it. I thought went real well with the paper. Now let's see if I can turn to the next page. The next page here, I've just done a little frame and it looks plain, but what you can see here is I've inserted a sheet of acrylic that if you fold it this way, it highlights that page. Tim Holtz stamp. This was a stamp that I had. I think it was one of those Tuesday afternoon stamps, I believe is the name of it, that I've finally used. And then when you fold it this way, it shows off the page. So I liked having inserted that acrylic that you get to feature. This was a pretty little angel that was on the top of the page, so I just used a little diamond glaze to show her off. This peach, I just rubbed on some corners, and then this again is a piece that I've cut out of the Cricut cartridge. Again, I believe it was Black Adder, and pieced a couple of layers over, and then had an old epoxy sticker that I added on there that I think is a nice touch. I think you recognize these metal pieces from the Tim Holtz collections. Again, some fibers, and then just popped up a matting piece. And the paper pretty. And then some corners, again, rub on to help carry it through to the next page. The next piece, I wished you could see it. This ribbon is so pretty in person. But this is it's like a raffia or a woven ribbon that's so sheer and yet got a nice rustic look to it, and it's got some metallic threads in it. Again, I made another sheet. I covered a piece of cardboard, chipboard there, raised it up, and then cut out this piece here. The bottom layer has the copper metallic paint. The top layer has the rustic paper. Here's another little half sheet. I bought these one time at Big Lots years ago and used them. It looks like a little door pull. And then this flips over, and it's got a nice counterbalance to that page. And again, cut out of the, I think this was from the Ironworks or Iron Ornamentals cartridge. It's got some wonderful fences and gates artwork on there if you haven't seen that cartridge. And then while I say this page is plain, it's just highlighting the paper. It's so pretty. So glad to show that off. This piece was just a piece I cut. I wanted it to look like a piece of wrought iron or something from an iron foundry ironwork place, so I cut that myself. I used some patina embossing powder on the bottom of it. This brad is from Stamping Up. They have some really pretty looking antique brads. And then of course another piece of the basic gray paper. This right here has got a little trick to it. This is just a little chipboard piece I put to make the pocket. This comes out and it's just a clear tag. I'm not sure what I'll do with that, but the stamp work on it is so pretty. It's Fleur de Lis on there. And it helps hold down this little book. And when you open this up, this little book pops open and then tucks back underneath there. And then the acrylic tag helps hold it closed. So nice piece there. And then last, but certainly not least, this again is one of the pretty keys from the Making Memories collection, some more fibers. This Fleur de Lis is from the Jolie Boutique sticker collection. I'm from Louisiana, so I can say Jolie. Most everyone else probably says Jolie. Again, a piece cut out from Cricut. And then what this is one of those, my first attempt at a sliding pocket. Now, I'll try to post the name of the young lady that taught the class. I think hopefully y'all have all seen it. But as you can see, as that starts to go down, she teases about making sure your jeans are just the right fit. I made my jeans a little too loose here with that plastic, so it's showing, but it doesn't when you close it all the way or when you open it all the way. So I'm not going to redo it. It's a first attempt, but I will next time know to tighten it up just a little bit. If you're interested in this binding technique, again, it's from Laura from Following the Paper Trail. Use that. So I have men in my family, a wonderful son and husband, so most of my albums tend to lean toward the masculine side. However, the next couple of ones I'm doing are just as girly and spring as they can be. So hope you'll enjoy those. Thank y'all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and thank y'all so much for the lovely comments y'all have been leaving. Have a great afternoon.